Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we break down one of their records. We get into the music, lyrics, that was made, and everything in between. My name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. While you're listening, go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, you smash that subscribe button, dude. That's all I have for the boring intro. We're doing Guttermouth this week. We're doing their album, Eat Your Face. We're doing Guttermouth because I'm going to see them next week in Garden Grove. So we thought it'd be fun, and we do really like this band. So we're going to get into this record. It's not your favorite, Jeff, I know that, but it is one of my favorite records of theirs. So it'll be fun. We've never done this on the pod before. So let's hop into our origin story of Guttermouth, first impressions of Eat Your Face, and then just kind of get into banger stinkers and everything else. So what do you got? Origin story, go.
I don't think I've said it in a while, but Camp was my origin story for the Guttermouth.
Favorite origin story?
Yeah, I'd say for the Sublime, not the Primus. I didn't say any of those were lower in Camp. But yeah, Camp, being a 10-year-old at Camp, and they're playing like Do the Hustle, and that's what we're singing along to. Dropkick Murphys, Guttermouth, Dr. Dre, NWA. That's what 10-year-olds listen to when they're unsupervised at camp, I guess. But
That's true.
And then the Punkorama 2001 came out, and then I think we both bought that one, and that had Can I Borrow Some Ambition on it as the opener, actually, which is such a killer opener for that soundtrack compilation. And then I was like, oh shit, that's the same fucking band that I already like and love. Cool. But there was like a skip there. Like I skipped Gorgeous. I went from like Musical Monkey to Covered with Ants. So I didn't listen to Gorgeous until later, and that's why I don't look upon it very favorably. Because it was like, oh, well, what I want from Gorgeous, Musical Monkey does it better, and the other thing I want from Gorgeous, Covered with Ants, does it better. So that's just why it's stuck there in the middle between the two. Yeah. But Camp, that's my origin story. I'm sticking to it. Yeah.
Okay. Origin story with me was She's Got the Look. I believe I heard it on K-Rock. That was the first time I ever heard it. Was on K-Rock. They very, very briefly played that song, and that's when I heard it. And then, of course, Punkorama came out, Can I Borrow Some Ambition? And then I went out and bought the CD, the Covered with Ants CD. And I was obsessed with that fucking album. Just so obsessed with it. And it wasn't until, and that was what, I think we were freshmen in high school, or we were 8th grade or something like that. So you and I just met, or, something like that. And that was the only record I had heard until you introduced me to Musical Monkey. And then that's when I kind of started to listen to all of their stuff. I went back and listened to other records as well. But Covered with Ants is my origin story, because I was 13, 14 years old and thought the lyrics were funny and the music was catchy and fun and different and
the lyrics are
unique.
funny.
They are.
Especially from like the punk rock scene of that time, the Epitaph, Fat Wreck scene, the Nitro scene of that time. Right? 2001 is still kind of in that serious atmosphere, and so even that Punkorama that we have, like, how many of those songs are just joke songs besides like that All song, She Broke My Dick, which I've never really cared for that. I think it's a stupid song.
Yeah, it's a weak song on there.
How many of those songs are actually just fucking like a jokey, right? But even that Guttermouth song's not a joke song. But then you pick up this record, and then you get like She's Got the Look. She got me a jacket in my sock, and like, what? What? Like, it's hilarious, Like, the only other band that we've seen do this is, like, Blink. But, like, I didn't know aggressive punk bands could be that fucking goofy and crass. Cool.
Yeah. I mean, Blink are not nearly as crass and offensive as Guttermouth are. Like, Guttermouth is... I mean, Mark Adkins, the singer of Guttermouth, he's one of the most, I think, controversial people in punk rock. Like, people will say, oh, Darby Crash and, Sid Vicious and Johnny Rotten, those guys are so
boring.
Offensive. G.G. Allen, which I agree.
G.G. Allen for sure, controversial.
Yeah, he was controversial. But outside of G.G. Allen, I think Mark Adkins is probably like the most unapologetically offensive But then he also backs it up too. Like he backs up some of the fucked up things he says, by just saying like, "Shut up." This is like, if you don't get the joke, then you don't get the joke. Just admit it. Like, the whole point of this band and the whole point of punk rock is like a joke. It's counterculture, which we'll get more into on this record. Because I mean, this record just goes into like people missing the point of punk music.
He's real mad. He's real mad.
He's pissed on this record. Yeah. I love this record. This is my second favorite Guttermouth record, Eat Your Face. So that's kind of my origin story. I think it's a lot of fun. I like the studio banter between songs. The songs are catchy as hell. Some cool guitar parts. Just solid through and through and through, and funny as hell. So that's first impressions. What do you got?
Cool. 2 out of 3. Let's wrap it up. See, I think so. I have 6 Bs. 1 is whatever. So 5 Bs plus 1 that like it's a good song. I like it a lot. But I would say 5 solid Bs. Everything else on here I don't think is all that great. I think there are a lot of just kind of like normal Guttermouth instrumentals, and a lot of these songs I don't think are melodic. I don't think are very catchy. And some of these lyrics, like, okay, they're cool, they're fun, but not really witty, not really diving too deep into how can I also make this funny and maybe thought-provoking or whatever. They're just kind of, it's fine. It's fine. All right.
Okay. I have 11 bangers out of the 13. I got 11 of them. The 2 songs that are not bangers, they're still fucking great songs, but they're not standout songs, which is fine. And I'm sure you'd agree with me on those, like Season. That's one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ticket to Quebec. It's good, but
I thought Ticket to Quebec was the closest they got to like the roots of hardcore punk.
Yeah,
that was like the closest they did on this record. But I don't.
But it doesn't have like the melodic. But it also doesn't have like the melodic stuff of every other song on the record.
I don't think a lot of these songs are melodic at all. I think they're just. There's a lot of filler on this. It's good filler. Guttermouth does good filler.
Fun sing-alongs. Come on.
There's only one song on here that's like an instant sing-along.
But so okay, so you have no stinkers.
No,
right?
Nothing even close to a stinker.
Good. Because in the end, you have this on vinyl, right?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you have it on vinyl.
Idiot.
We both like this record a lot. Obviously, I like it more than you. So we're just, at least with you, you're going to be kind of splitting hairs here, or we're both going to be splitting hairs, I guess, on these songs. But what's your number one banger? Your favorite song on here?
Hot Dog to the Head.
Of course.
A hot dog is a food, not a penis. So get it right or pay the price.
Oh, it's so good. That's also my. It's also my 1B, my number one banger.
Hot dog is a food. Does it sound weird?
It does.
A hot dog is food. A hot dog is a food. That's what it says. A hot dog is a food. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's the best song on this record. But again, like that just shows the power of fun melody, right? Because it is a good melody. It's very kind of like hoedowny. But also lyrics, dude. Lyrics matter when it comes to Guttermouth because you're not backing it up with a whole lot of like experimental crazy music. So when you put out something just easy and fun to get along to and kind of like modulate it a little bit, that's it. That's all you need, man. That's all you need.
Also with Hot Dog to the Head, the opening, the intro is Over the Hills and Far Away from Led Zeppelin.
Yeah. So
it's that riff, and then he's just like, hot dog to the head. Did you hear what I just said? Right before you go to bed, you got a goddamn hot dog to the head. And then it counts down in German, and then it jumps into the song. It's so good. Cool riff, cool Guttermouth riff, and it's just the lyrics don't really go anywhere. He kind of repeats that intro again, and then he just kind of says it in different ways, like wiener to the face, puts you right in your place. Just like,
do you like the taste? You got a fucking wiener in the face.
Your face.
And we do it again, though, right? But also, like, we're talking hot dog to the head, and I don't care how old you are. I don't give a fuck. Don't pretend. Don't lie. Don't try and say you don't do this. But you look down at a hot dog, it looks like a wiener. It looks like a fucking, looks like a pee-pee. It looks like a wiener. That's what it looks like. I don't care. It's fucking funny. And you eat it, and you always think that. because
You always think, do I look like I am putting my mouth on a wiener?
putting a wiener in or around my mouth area, absolutely, and it's funny. But hot dogs are good. I fucking love hot dogs.
I love
don't
hot
care.
dogs. Oh,
I'll
so
put a
good.
big fucking hot dog right in or around my mouth area because they're delicious. But I'm still thinking that, and that's what makes this song funny, right? Because of the awkwardness that kind of is associated with eating hot dogs. But calling it a wiener to the face, puts you in your place. How do you like the taste? And the second verse is you got a big old wiener in the face, right? You got to put the big old part. Like, why do you got to do that? Why do you got to make it more awkward than it already is? And that's so good. And then the schnitzel, because of the third
Schnitzel
verse,
to the
right?
lips.
One between the tits, two between the hips. How about a schnitzel to the lips? But of course, you can't do the same verse twice in a row. So schnitzel to the lips, one between the tits. How do you like my lisp? Because you realize, like, wow, this sounds stupid. Why am I doing this? So he calls himself out. Perfect. It's perfect. This is what Mark Adkins is so good at.
Yes,
it's not even like
absolutely.
controversial or anything. This isn't like this isn't punching down or punching up and
No, it's
any
just
demographic
immature.
or
It's just
it's
straight
just
up
immature.
Yeah.
And it's so good. This is what punk music should be. Like there should be a hint of immaturity to it all because you're right. It's like the
It's not
innocence of
serious.
punk. It's not serious, dude. Music shouldn't always be so fucking serious all the goddamn time. I don't care how old you are. Good Lord. You can still hold down a job and be an adult and vote and pay your taxes and have a portfolio and still fucking think wiener's funny.
That's what we do.
Good Lord.
So good.
Calm down, Skip. I mean, I was just saying random things in my head. I know he's not going to like any of this.
No, he's gonna hate. He hates this band. First of all, I know. I know. Friend of the pod, Skip, hates Guttermouth because everybody else did it better than them. So yeah, I know he hates Guttermouth. I just know he does. So, anyway, let's get into your second banger, your 2B.
That's your one. You're also your 1B.
It's also my 1B, yeah.
As well, yeah. Surf's Up Asshole is my 2B.
That's my 2B as well. Look at that.
Good girl, dude.
We're doing the same.
You're a good one today. Yeah. Surf's Up Asshole. I that opening line, I like it. I'm one with the waves like my wife's breasts are one with her knees. Like it's just it's so disrespectful,
Just
right?
Dumb studio banter.
Dumb studio banter, but it's like it's so disrespectful because now he's just making fun of someone A, that's not even there, and like B, that's just like that's time, bro. Like you're making fun of someone that like they have no control over, and that's funny. I like that, and that's good. But this is a cool little surf song for them. They've always done surf songs, in various capacities, Huntington Beach, SoCal area, but they don't. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I like it a lot. I think it's cool. I dig the tone of it all. It's fun. Sounds like a surf song from. There's a guy called Jason Lee in the Riptides that is a newer kind of surf bandy in the 90s, 2000s. It sounds like this, just better because he kind of sucks. But I don't know. It's cool. I dig it.
Yeah, it's really cool. The bass line is so killer. Do 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 do. It's so much fun. It's so much fun to just sing "Surf's Up Asshole, Surf's Up Asshole," and just that descending line. Oh, it's so fucking good. I really hope they play this next weekend when I see them. I would love to see them play this song. It'd be so much fun. And being so close to Huntington
what
Beach.
What the fuck they're gonna play?
Literally one city over from Huntington Beach. It'd be so good if they played this song because that's what the song is. It's criticizing all the posers that come to Huntington Beach thinking they know what Huntington Beach is like, but then also criticizing and making fun of the natives of Huntington Beach because they're all a bunch of fucking asshole bros.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot of bro culture in the surf scene in Huntington. And Huntington Beach has a rich history with surfing, so like I get it. But I'm pretty sure like the guy who founded Huntington Beach made it so that surfing went to Huntington Beach. Like I don't think it was an organic thing. I think the dude John Huntington like paid good money to make sure that surf culture came to Huntington from like Redondo and the LA area and then Hawaii and other Polynesian countries. But yeah, like the surf culture it can be very, very, very toxic and fucking horrible.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know. It can be very, very bad. Let's make fun of them.
I know we're getting a little super hyper local because we are from Orange County. I still live in Orange County. So, we're talking about Huntington Beach. We're very familiar with Huntington Beach. We've spent a lot of time there. We understand kind of how the scene goes. Yeah, we used to surf there. And yeah, it's just he honestly nailed it with these lyrics in every which way. And one cool thing about Mark Adkins is that he's an equal opportunity. So it's like he'll make fun of one side of something, of an argument or type of people, and then he'll say fuck you to the other side of the people as well. Like especially when it comes to politics, like he just doesn't care.
Oh yeah.
I love it, and that's what he does on Surf's Up Asshole, calling out the posers, but then also the locals.
Yeah, the bro culture for the locals and the shoobies for the posers. Calls them wearing their fag suits, as he calls them, instead of wetsuits.
Fucking wild.
It's funny.
But yeah. Anyway, Surf's Up Asshole. It's a ton of fun, and there's a lot of cool like guitar leads and little guitar solos and stuff too. Like we're kind of hearing what would eventually be songs on Shave the Planet, like style wise.
Yeah.
Where Shave the Planet, that record is so out of control, and there's just wanky guitars all over it. You're kind of hearing the beginnings of it on this record, but it's a lot more concise.
It's very much like what a lot of like 90s and 2000s, especially in the 2000s, like surf bands that weren't traditionalists, like Jason Lee and the Riptides, for instance. And I know because we bought a big collection from a surf collector a while ago, so I listened to a lot of surf music. And like Jason Lee was like, oh, this is the guy that's not a traditionalist in the surf sound. He just wants to do this. But like this song alone is better than everything that he's ever done, that Jason Lee's ever done. So gets you there, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I love it. So then what do you got for your 3B?
The NRAA.
Got it. That's my 6B. So let's get into this.
Yeah,
it's
so
catchy right off the bat, though.
This is the one I said. This is the only. I guess Hot Dog to the Head too, but this is like the only song that I think right off the bat it's catchy. Right off the bat, this is like a sing along thing because it's got a pattern to it. Right, that's a basic chord pattern. We've heard that before. It's not anything special, and the Vandals have like perfected this. Like this is this Vandal sound. Like they're reusing maybe like a B-side from the Vandals and putting it into their own song, and it's fun. There's nothing wrong with it. I like it. But it's pretty basic.
It is basic, but yeah, I mean, Vandals is the best way to compare this song because I mean it's fast, it's fun. Ty doesn't normally play this. The drummer doesn't normally play this fast. It's a fucking super quick song, and it's catchy as hell, man. It's so catchy. I wanna fight for my constitutional right.
It seems like stupid. Okay, so even just like getting into the lyrics of this album too, because I don't think these are again, like I said, I don't think these are deep lyrics, even though he's never really deep. Nor do I think these are like complex in the witty format, like he's done before. Because he can write some pretty witty, kind of complex thing. This isn't it. I think everything on this album is pretty face value, but without a whole lot of jokes. Pretty kind of straightforward. Like Shave Your
Planet.
Exactly. And Hot Dog to the Head, I think, is also pretty straightforward, but because he's using choice words that kind of tap into, I guess, the immaturity of adult males. Like, that's funny. But this is, it's an America song, right? It's an America song, and it's goofy. And I know he's drinking and guns in America. I know we're making fun of that, but there's not a whole lot here that I can be like, oh, that was a good line, for sure.
Yeah, especially on this song. There's nothing that really stands out lyrically.
Yeah.
But overall, I think
like okay, we drink too much.
I think this is like when it comes to lyrics, I think this is probably like ranked third, maybe fourth best lyrically. I mean, I think first would either. I mean, it's really a toss up between Musical Monkey and Shave the Planet, with his funniest, most outrageous, dumbest, best lyrics. It's between those two records.
I think you're right, because I think those are his two best things that he's done, like lyrically, but like they represent two like different sides of him. One is this like more natural, organic, just him just being offensive. The other one's more like thoughtful, but in some respects like funnier.
Yeah, like Shave the Planet. I mean, you're referring to Shave the Planet. Right?
Musical Monkey is the more natural, and the other one's Shave the Planet. Like, dude, if you just tried, you're actually funnier like this. Like, this is better.
Kind of like some like Jimmy Pop kind of stuff. Like there's a lot of clever lyrics, good rhyming on that record.
Just try, bro. Like you're good. You have the chops, and you can write good, catchy melodies.
And they haven't put out a record in literally 20 years.
20 years. But they still
Shave the Planet came out in 20 years.
And they still play fucking Alex's Bar.
And I'm going to see him next week.
Oh my god, dude.
But anyway,
No,
okay,
no.
NRA. It's a clever little title too. You know, NRA, Alcoholics Anonymous,
Alcohol and,
NRA,
and
National
guns.
Rifle Association. You know, there you go.
I don't know. I always thought like America drank too much. Like, there's so much alcohol in our country. But then the Scotland people came over here after the World Cup, and then the Sam Adams Brewery ran out of beer. I don't think Americans drink that much anymore.
I think Americans in a way are just very self-loathing, and we think that we just everything. We're very dramatic, and we just think that everything we do is over the top and just like, oh my god. And we play the victim a lot as well. So it's like, oh my god, our country drinks too much. Our country does this too much. Our country does that too much. It's like, dude,
I think we and he'll make fun of it too or get mad at it. I think we drink and then drive too much, and maybe that's kind of where like the concept of we drink too much comes into play, is because we have a lot of people that die because of drinking and driving, and so maybe that's why we think we drink too much.
But that's only because there is no proper infrastructure, you know, to where we don't need to drive. You know, driving a car is like almost a requirement in most areas.
It is a requirement, but drinking and driving is not a requirement. So
true. But I mean, because driving itself is a requirement, essentially, more people are going to drink and drive. Like, it's just going to happen.
That is
rather
true.
than hopping on a train or just walking back home from a local pub.
I mean, those are true things, that if there is more of this, then this is more likely to happen. If, you know, people want to go to concerts, then they're still going to support the industrial music complex that destroys our live music, right? Like, if those things happen, but like, it's still not okay. It's not good.
Well, speaking of drinking and driving, second DUI is my 3B.
Second
that
DUI.
Is my third. I think this is a really funny song.
Not a B.
So it's not a B?
I don't think it's... there's no melody here. It's not catchy.
So the opening of the song is Ty, the drummer, getting stuck at a bus stop because he's had a couple DUIs. He can't
is that
drive.
true? Did he actually get two DUIs? I looked it up. I couldn't find anything.
I just assumed it was. So the recording is him at the bus stop leaving a voicemail for Mark or whoever on their voicemail saying, you know what, this is the most inconvenient bullshit, sitting at this bus stop, they're late, but he's just ranting on about the bus stop and how terrible it is. And then it drops into the second DUI song, and then like during the bridge of the song it plays more of the voicemail that he left Mark at that time, and it's so stupid and it's so funny, and he's so mad about it. I think
like ultimately what this album does, I think this is the only album they've ever done that's like this. It's so like self-deprecating. It is.
Oh, absolutely.
He shit talks his band so much, even to the point where like he talks about wasted lives. Right, we're wasting our lives in this fucking band. Like this is so, it's so bad. And this song is perfect because it's like, dude, you're making fun of a guy who maybe he needs help. I don't fucking know, but like this is your song, second DUI, and you're poking fun of him and calling him a loser and shit. And I don't know, it's crazy.
And also on this song, Mark puts on an accent, like a very like over the top British accent. It's me second DUI. Yeah, it's so dumb. It's so over the top.
And he says
it's not the only time too.
Pissy and annoying, like too, like how we would say it. To be honest,
very Johnny Rotten, like very very Johnny Rotten. And then also they do all this shit to Ty, like they play the voicemail and all that. But then also at the end of the record, you get like the last track is like almost 12 minutes long. Hot Dog to the Head, the song is the last track, but you get like the 2.5 minutes through that song.
Yeah.
And then it's like 9 minutes of silence. And then all of a sudden it's
like
Ty,
sublime
the drummer,
kind of shit. And it's all like,
it's just
delayed and modulated. And, yeah.
But it's just him ranting again.
Yeah.
Him ranting again about the bus stop.
But then they loop it. Remember at the very end they loop it, and they whatever he says there, like I'm gonna be late and I'm gonna be late, I'm gonna be late. They loop it, put the reverb on it.
It's so stupid. But I like second DUI a lot. It's so much fun. This record front to back.
I agree. Everything here is a fun song. I enjoy listening to it. If I'm if I'm being intellectually honest, as Piers Morgan says, then I don't think there's a strong melody here for me to put this as a B.
I think it's the accent that throws you off. Lights flashing in me mirror. Actually, that's more Australian, the way I said it.
The fuck is different?
But
Australian, New Zealand, English, it's all the fucking same. Who cares?
It's all pretty much the same.
Literally the same.
So, I mean, so many of these songs kind of stand out on their own and do their own thing. But this is also an album that's so much fun to listen to just from front to back because you have the studio banter between most of the songs. Like after a song before the next track starts, so you get stuff like that you don't normally hear at the beginning of a song, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But this is just a cool, fun record to listen to front to back, and it's short. It's only like you take out the extra stuff at the end. It's only like 31 minutes long.
If you take out the extra stuff, it's like 30 minutes. Yeah, but even with that extra shit, it's 40 minutes, which is still not crazy long.
No, not at all. Not at all. So I like Second DUI a lot.
Okay, that's good. That's okay. Nothing wrong with that.
So that was your 4B.
That was my 4B.
My 4B is Wasted Lives.
Wasted Lives, yeah. That's
banger
something.
for you?
No.
I mean, we don't have to talk about it. It's fine. It's just another British
the fuck else are we
accent
gonna
song.
talk about? With nothing else to talk about.
I mean, it's true. Yeah.
I think this is very straightforward. I don't think there's anything crazy here. I think it's really, really good fun filler because they drop into like the Wasted Life. Like that's fun. And they got the kind of that Ramonesy bridge thing that they do, right? The doom doom doom.
Well, the whole song.
Like that thing is very Ramonesy, but that's very, very Ramonesy. But everything else is just, I don't know. There's not a whole lot of personality to this. I like this more than other filler songs because of the lyrics. And he calls everybody out in here. He says
everybody
Ty,
in the band.
He says Ty is inbred. He says Kevin marries his sister. He said Don's got a crooked eye, which is fucked up. And then Scott sits when he pees, which I think Scott got off easy. But
yeah, you're right. And
it's
then
funny.
the riff, it is very Ramones. Every part of it. The riff itself is very, very Ramones. Like bam, bam, bam. Just the three notes. The dun, 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 it's just like it's the same fucking thing through the whole song. And then, like you mentioned in the bridge, just the drums and Mark singing, very, very Ramones, very Blitzkrieg Bop. But the end of the studio banter at the end of this song, where it makes me laugh every fucking time. I guess it's Mark. I don't know who it is that's saying this, but they're clearly all in the room together, like jamming or whatever.
Yeah.
And he says, Scott has to pee. Fucking sit down, boy. And then somebody screams and starts laughing. And the fact that he calls him sit down, boy is just so, it's so funny to me. I don't know why.
It's funny. It's funny. It's funny to tell people to sit down, boy. That's actually weird that I didn't even think about it. But the baseball player just got in trouble for telling somebody to sit down, boy, after striking him out.
No, I mean like to sit down to pee.
Yeah, but like saying
Scott
that
has to
verb,
pee,
that phrase, "sit down, boy." A baseball player said that
so
phrase
funny.
and got in trouble.
Fucking sit down, boy.
Because it's racist, so don't say that anymore.
Is it?
Apparently.
But anyway, Wasted Lives. I dig this
Wasted
song.
Lives.
It's super catchy too. I mean, that's all he really says in the song.
But like, is that catchy or is it just funny the way he says it? And I don't know.
And it's also so snotty.
Wasted
goddamn
Lives. Let's go. But yeah, I don't know. That's cool. We're like halfway through these fucking songs. There's not a whole lot to talk about.
I know. We haven't recorded very long, but that's okay. We don't need to. We
Short
don't
and
need
sweet.
to. Anyway, let's get into what are your last two bangers then?
Why don't we just get through them though? We have notes for all of them. Are we really going to
guess
talk?
so, yeah.
That much?
No,
Like,
it's
would
fine.
it take us an extra 15 minutes to get through every single song?
Yeah, not even that. Not even that.
Yeah. So the first party of two, your table is ready. Is that a banger?
It is my 5B.
5B.
Catchy little riff, man.
Yeah, I like this. I like the intro. I like Mark's vocals. Not nasally, but more that kind of like talk singy thing he likes to do.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a cool track. Like it's carried on by that main riff, like that psychobilly kind of sounding riff that kind of carries the whole song forward. But I think it's a good opener. Solid opener.
Psychobilly, that's a good actually I never
Right.
thought about that, but
It's kinda
that's a
got that
good
Vibe to it.
kind of like surfy, kind of very punk rock. So Psychobilly is like,
Yeah.
That's good. I like that. I like that a lot. Also, Ty's drumming on this song in particular, so fucking tight. His fills are incredibly tight.
Cymbal heavy too, so you get a lot of just kind of like washed out sound, but then pulls it in real tight when he needs to.
Yes, absolutely.
Ty's a good drummer, man. He's
a really good drummer. Yeah, he was great in Bullets and Octane, the 3 records he did with them. Yeah, killer drummer, and now he just doesn't do anything. He just kind of just chills back in St. Louis, and that's it.
Lives off that fat royalty from Guttermouth and Bullets and Octane.
I mean, he did put out a major label release, and the second Bullets record, that was a major label release.
Dude, Bullets is another band, man, that just should have been like so much fucking bigger than they were.
I know.
Seriously. If like Velvet Revolver could have had a career, then Bullets and Octane should have had a less career.
Much bigger career than Velvet Revolver. But yeah, and then lyrically on Party of Two, it's just like criticizing American politics. How people just vote in this 2-party system, and they just it's really stupid. Like, stop doing that. Like, think for yourself. Don't root for your favorite team when it comes to politics. So it's his criticism of American politics and really politics in general. So
yeah, this is 2004, so like the Bush administration is in full swing.
Oh yeah, it's 2004. Yeah.
And so the whole like rock the vote movement at the time, and the huge push to get people out there to just vote. Then we talked about like advertisement and like you don't like ads, but like music is also kind of a form of advertisement, getting you to do something that it wants you to do. Remember like the big thing too, like the whole like vote, just vote. I don't care who you vote for, just go vote. I've heard a lot of people fucking say that. Like, doesn't matter who you vote for, just vote. I said, oh man. I'm not gonna lie, like I wasn't old enough. I think you two missed not the band. We missed the cutoff for voting for the Bush term.
Yeah, we did.
2004. But because like my dad's side of the family for sure voted for Bush, I would have voted for Bush. Like if it was my first.
Because you just didn't know better.
Time. I didn't know better, and our school sure as shit didn't teach us. And if they did teach us, they taught us that Bush was good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was a crazy time. We just missed that time to vote. We just fucking missed it too.
And you can vote. I think you can vote in like the primaries if you're going to be old enough.
I missed it by like less than 2 months. I missed it by less than 2 months.
So like if you're, I think if you're 17 during the primaries, you can still vote as long as your birthday falls in line with. You'll be 18 during the presidential election, which is cool.
Which is not. Yeah, that's cool, but
our system is not set up to give us I don't know, not setting us up for success.
Not that a 17 or 18-year-old has any life experience at all and really understands anything about politics or foreign policy or anything at all.
But I mean, that's why old people, whatever old people want, they get, because they vote.
They do, yeah.
They vote in fucking the numbers, like double the numbers, because they know that the least amount of work they can do for the max amount of gains is voting, and they fucking do it, dude. And they show up in like the high percentiles, and they get what they want.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're right. Well, actually, okay. So let's get into this. Actually, when it comes to voting and politics at the time, after they released this record, or actually. No, it was actually right when they were writing this record and released this record, the Warped Tour incident happened. Yeah. We've talked about it on the podcast before, where they were on Warped Tour 2004, and almost every single band, if not every band on that tour, were anti-Bush, rightfully so, as they should be. Bush was a terrible, terrible president, but they were so anti-Bush that Guttermouth was like, "What?"
So be careful, because that one guy on YouTube.
That one guy, yeah.
Some people fucking like Donald Trump.
They love Donald Trump.
Shut up, bro. God damn. I don't give a fuck.
Like, think outside of the 2-party system. I don't give a fuck. But yeah, so everybody on that tour were anti-Bush, and Guttermouth were like, you guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Don't just like blindly. They're pretty much saying, don't blindly follow what everybody else says. Do your fucking research. They weren't even saying like Bush was good. They were just saying, stop following the status quo, and they were just calling everybody idiots and just so many they were just being so mean to everybody, yelling at people on the stage, yelling at other bands on the stage, that they were kicked off the tour.
Yeah,
I think there were
so
only
fast.
they were kicked off within like 2 weeks, I think it was. The bands apparently petitioned for Guttermouth to get kicked off the tour because and at one point Guttermouth were making pro Bush T-shirts just in protest, just
so
to like
fucking good.
just to like fuck with everybody else, because everything was so anti-Bush and pro John Kerry at the time. And yeah, so they were like pro Bush, pro war, pro everything. And funnily enough, John Kerry was like pretty much just as pro war as George Bush was too.
Absolutely.
It's not like
criminals.
It's not like John Kerry would have done anything differently had he been elected at
Look
all.
what Obama did.
Yes,
Lord.
and I think that was like kind of the point of like what Guttermouth were saying. Like John Kerry, he's like a war hawk, just as much of a war hawk as Dick Cheney was at the time, or was. So,
and I think that's why this record. So I mean, as we talk about it, I'm liking it more and more, because it is. I do still think like musically, it's kind of like a mid-tier record for them, but this was such a huge, and especially No Effects, man, getting like the Rock Against Bush thing, and it's just like, even like, remember, I mean, didn't age very well, but P. Diddy was one of the big names out there, like Vote, Rock the Vote, and then like Jay-Z was out there, and all these guys were out there, and Guttermouth are just like, dude, you guys are all fucking fake, because there's songs on this record that are like, why do you talk about like you're not making any money as punkers when you're all making a bunch of fucking money?
Yeah,
like, we're the only ones that are not making any money. You're making money, which is fine, but don't pretend like you don't make any fucking money playing punk music. And that's a big like thing that Propaganda had too. That's why Propaganda got so fucking mad at Fat Mike and Fat Records and Warped Tour in general, because like, no, fuck you guys. You're all getting money from Soros and shit. Like, no, fuck that, fuck him, and fuck you, and we're not playing with you.
Yeah, which is
Propaganda and Guttermouth, super dope.
Super dope. Guttermouth just take it to the extreme with how they say things, and they're not the most tactful, or Mark Adkins is not the most tactful guy.
And buying a Bush T-shirt at Warped Tour, a Guttermouth Bush T-shirt would have been so sick. We should have bought one.
From what it sounded like, they were all like bootleg shit. Like they were just like taking like white T-shirts, it seemed, and just like writing like,
yeah, they're probably just writing on there,
Bush for president or some shit like in Sharpie.
Bush is God. You know, like Pawnee is, dude, saying like keep God out of California. Yeah. Like that's Guttermouth. Like, what are you doing? Why? For what reason?
I know. It's so fucking funny.
Yeah, Party at 2. This is the opener. You know what I mean? Like, this is how we're opening the record. I don't know if are we still talking about Party at 2? I think
we're still talking about it because it relates to the political aspect of what we're talking about.
This is the opener. So this is their most political record in a way that's very anti-politics. Mm-hmm. Good.
Actually, so this was released on July 13th, 2004. That Warped Tour that they played was in the summer of 2004. So they recorded this before that Warped Tour.
Which means
so the lyrics
were seeing things build up to that point.
Yeah.
Because No Effects was already doing that, and they were pushing that shit in like 2030, like leading up to that election. They were mad.
Yeah, because War on Airism was 2003.
Yeah.
That No Effects record was 2003.
And that was the big propaganda thing, was No Effects didn't want them to be on the first Rock Against Bush thing, and they're like, well, why? And that was the whole like George Soros thing, and they're like, well, fuck him, and people are taking money from him, and they're like, well, like maybe it's a little too aggressive, and like, well, then fuck off, we don't want to do nothing with you.
Yeah. And then I read an interview today that Mark Atkins, because Mark Atkins doesn't give a lot of interviews over the years. He hasn't given a lot of interviews over the years because I don't think a lot of people want to talk to him, to be honest.
No, that's exactly why.
But somebody was asking him about politics and shit like that, and he's like, people are just idiots. They think like that or no, the interviewer was saying like, what do you think about this political climate? Because it was 2017 when the interview happened. He's like, what do you think about Trump and the political climate and like that? And it's like, it's fucking terrible. But had Hillary Clinton been elected president, she would be just as bad, if not worse. She's a giant criminal. She's all about war and just fucking up the nation. Like, fuck her. Like, he just straight up like called her that. And then he said that, and Trump is no different. Like he just doesn't give a fuck. He's like, and then he was just calling out like how just it doesn't even matter at this point. Like he was just pretty much saying nothing matters at this point when it comes to politics, because it really doesn't.
We really dug ourselves into a hole where really like nothing kind of matters, and Like, you just compare this to like the Bush era, right? And are we going to get political here? Now, people like that when we get talk politics in our country.
I mean, these are just like the straight up facts. Like
we're now invading another
all
Middle
terrible.
Eastern country, and are losing this one. Not losing. We have lost this one, and we're going to pretend like we didn't lose it, like Afghanistan, like
Vietnam.
Iraq, like all these other things. But whatever. We can pretend that voting Democrat next election will be better.
Because we all saw how great Obama was and Biden was, and
The bomb dropper, dude. Obama dropped
Bill,
so many
even
bombs.
Bill Clinton. Like Bill Clinton was not great.
But he
Like,
was
he did a
cool,
lot-
dude.
He played the
Played the
saxophone and he smoked
saxophone,
weed,
man.
bro.
And he got a
He-
beach. He
he's
got a beach
just
in the
like us.
office, dude.
He's just like us in college, dude.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it's so fucking stupid.
At least Bush didn't like hide his fucking devil, you know?
I know.
Fucking hell.
He didn't hide that, and he didn't hide the fact that he was clearly controlled by Dick Cheney and all the other fucking war hawks in that era.
Fight.
Yeah. God damn, dude, it's wild. It's fucking wild.
Good.
It's such a complex thing too, like the Middle East and all that. But in the end, it's like all of these leaders and presidents of these various countries, us included, just fucking terrible, just terrible people. Straight up, just terrible people.
We're book guys now, right? We're both have reading a book called Enough Already by Scott Horton, the guy who's fucking amazing in foreign politics and when it comes to the Middle East and
It's also
the war
more
on
than
terror.
That. We listen to other. I mean, we
But we're
dive
book
into
guys.
other
We can talk about
topics.
books. We talk about music. We can talk about books. We're book guys. We're bookworms. I'm a bookworm.
But also, like, I followed this guy named Brian Suits. He had a show called Dark Secret Place for over a decade, but he recently had a stroke, so he's like kind of out of commission right now. But I've been following him forever, and he was actually in Iraq, during like a lot of these conflicts. He was in like Bosnia in the 90s and shit too. Like, he's seen a lot of shit, and like his viewpoints are usually pretty different because they're from the military side of it, but they're still very like fuck the government. Like they really fucked with a lot of people.
Yeah, they still do.
They still do. Yeah, it's never stopped, and it probably never will stop, to be honest.
It's gonna take a lot. It's gonna take a lot.
But anyway, maybe we should just continue. There's just not a lot to talk about on this fucking record.
Not really.
But it's fun.
We saw them live a bunch of times. It was fun.
We have seen them. Yeah. They made fun of our friend Brian So, which is fun.
That was fun.
So, I don't know. The Warped Tour thing was really fun, and also they let's talk about the Australia thing.
Australia.
So they got banned from Australia in 2013, I believe, or 2012, because they're actually pretty popular in Australia. They went over there and toured at that time, and Mark was getting so drunk and so fucked up that he was causing so much mayhem at these shows that Australia ended up banning them. They're like, you're done. Like, you guys are done. You can't come back. Blah blah blah. It was a big thing. And then they came back to the U.S. and Mark was like, I'm done. I'm out. Like, no more Guttermouth. I'm leaving the country. He moved to Mexico with his like girlfriend at the time.
Yeah, he wanted to play a house and buy a house and have a girlfriend and settle.
And then he went crazy because she was like, it was like he couldn't stand like the normal like 9-to-5 life. He went fucking crazy. Ended up in some Mexican jail for like 2 years. There was like no Guttermouth, and the catalyst was the Australian tour that got fucked up because he was so out of control.
He was on the no travel list too for like years. Yeah, because of all this.
And he's gotten in so much trouble. He got kicked out of Canada for like a year and a half for indecent exposure on stage.
Well, also he's gotten his ass kicked. I mean, more times than pretty much anybody should ever.
And one of them was
want
recently,
to.
like a few years ago, he got his ass kicked at his own show. Like, because he was fucking around with the crowd and he was flipping them off, calling them names and shit.
And he spits on him and flicks at him.
And then they pulled him into the crowd, and then they just beat the shit out of him. Fans beat the shit out of him. Probably deserved. I don't know.
I would say he kind of treads into that territory of like what is acceptable at a punk show. I don't know if you follow the DC hardcore band that told their fans to rip apart this banana suit guy, and everyone's kind of mad about that. Have you seen that
No, I haven't
story?
seen that.
I can't remember there's a DC hardcore band that's not very well known, just some whatever. And then the guy shows up in a banana suit, which is not an unknown thing. It's happened in metal shows for many years.
Yeah.
But this guy shows up in a banana costume, and the guy's like, well, and the singer of the hardcore band's like, well, you wanted the attention, now you got it. And he said, I'll give this, and he holds up his set list. Set list goes to anybody who takes that banana suit costume. And this guy gets like his costume ripped apart, and like everybody's fucking just like, what the fuck is wrong with you, bro? And the guys from Five Finger Death Punch had their podcast, and they had the banana suit guy on, and they're like, what happened? And everyone's just like, dude, that's stupid. And then the guy in the hardcore band's like, this is hardcore. This is what we do. Like, what are you talking? What? No one says that.
Stupid.
No one in the
That's
hardcore
stupid.
scene has ever fucking said that.
The hardcore scene in general is kind of stupid, or it used to be really stupid. It's not nearly as conservative and crazy as it once was. But then to have the guys in Five Finger Death Punch protect you, or like, come to your aid, is just like weird and dumb. Because Five Finger Death Punch is just terrible.
They're not good. So the band's called End It, and the singer.
Okay, I haven't heard of them.
Yeah, nobody has. Now they have, but everybody, like, nobody's on this guy's side. Like, basically what it boils down to is, like, nobody's on this guy's side. And then it kind of calls into question of at what point is it, like, the singer just interacting with the crowd, like Mark Adkins, and calling names, and then to the point where it becomes violent, right? And Mark is antagonizing people, gets pulled in the crowd, gets his ass kicked. Is that deserved? I don't know. It's a fucking concert, right? But you also can sway people, and there is something, like, there's free speech here, but you can't incite a riot. And, like, maybe this guy should have had charges pressed on him. I would have pressed fucking charges. Are you telling people to rip a fucking, like, my clothes off of me? You crazy, bro?
Yeah,
hardcore or not, go fuck yourself. No way.
I mean, had this been like the early 80s, then yeah, it would be way more acceptable. But, we're in the 2020s now.
Hardcore is not the same as what it used to be. Hardcore, hardcore is a genre of music now. It's not a lifestyle where you're battling people to the death every Saturday, Sunday night. No,
it's true. Yeah.
End it. Fuck that.
But anyway. Eat Your Face. I don't really have too much more to say about it. Oh, outside, actually, I will say, production. I like the way this record sounds. I think good. It sounds really good. The guy who engineered the record is Brent Clausen. He is the bass player from Bullets and Octane.
Look at
he has his own studio, and he's done a lot of like popular punk bands back in the early and mid 2000s. So he engineered this record, but it wasn't recorded in his studio. But he was a part of this record. I think he was part of Shave the Planet as well. And Brent was in Bullets and Octane with Ty Smith, who eventually joined Bullets. So that's a fun little fact for people out there.
That is a fun fact.
Yeah. And the artwork, I don't know what the fuck it is. It's fucking weird.
I have thoughts of what I think it is.
What do you think it is?
I googled it. I couldn't find anything on it. But dude, it looks like maybe like some type of tribal native picture that was taken, but then they
only use the negative.
The negative, or the I don't know, whatever, the sepia filter, whatever the fuck that is. But the negative, would be a better thing. So that's what I think it is. It's just some random fucking picture they took. But it looks like some skinny girl getting shit thrown on top of her when she's topless and her boobs are really, really low. That's what it looks like. Is that what it looks like?
No, it doesn't look like that at all.
No? I don't know. That's what I think it looks like. I think it's a girl who's topless. She's old and her boobs are really hanging low, and maybe someone's throwing like some type of schmegma on her.
I'm looking at it right now. It actually kind of looks like Gollum from Lord of the Rings, the movies.
But the lips are like big.
Is it?
But I don't think they're big because I think it's just the shadow, and the negative of the shadow makes them look bigger. So,
Yeah. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. Yeah. Or like a burn victim or something.
I don't know, dude. It's fucking weird.
I don't know. It's
like
fucking weird.
And but it's very like Crass. Like Crass had these type of black and white things with their name on the side of the artwork. So it's very Crass. Spirit, Crest sucks too. So fuck that shit.
Yeah, I don't like Crest. That's funny.
But yeah,
Fucking
I don't
hell.
know.
All right, so let's wrap this up. I mean, I
all I
really
got.
I'm just really don't even know what else to talk about. So let's give our final thoughts on the record. Rate the record based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album, but give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. What do you got? Go.
Also, they're on Volcom. The only other band I've ever known that was on Volcom was Valiant Thor.
Valiant Thor.
So
Yeah.
I thought that was kind of funny. That
Yep.
didn't really. That was like an offshoot of Volcom's bigger conglomerate that didn't really pan out too well.
Yeah.
But this is fun. The more we talked about it, the more I thought this record is better, because maybe this was literally maybe this existed just to like fuck off against the Rock Against Bush, and not because they're pro Bush, but just because they're against like everyone trying to push people to be what they want them to be, right?
And looking back on it, that's a lot of what was happening at the time. It was so
That's all.
annoying.
And
Like any presidential cycle that happens, that comes up, it's just always the same kind of bullshit and the same shit that people are constantly pushing on everybody else. And social media, it's gotten even worse, because it's just like our algorithms and our pages have just been flooded. They get flooded with all kinds of politics, and
I think
it's annoying.
that's I don't know. I honestly didn't think about it until now, when we started talking more about like the Warped Tour, and because the Warped Tour existed before the Bush stuff, and it existed as a oasis for underage kids to go, and there's no drugs or alcohol there, and we can go watch bands and shit. But then like when
but
September
then you get all
11th
the creeps
happened,
show up, and
9/11 happened, and that really changed like everything. That changed everything. And so I think, and it's crazy too, because the two biggest bands I can think of that really went against the grain were Propagandhi and Guttermouth. And Propagandhi were like, yo, why the fuck didn't you put our song on the first Rock Against Bush thing, No Effects? And from what I remember and what I think is, he was like, it's just too aggressive. It's not, it doesn't fit on this one. We'll put you on the next one. They're like, no, fuck that. Like, we're aggressive because you think that being against Bush means you're good. Like, no, you're still for a fucking idiot. Like, fuck him and fuck him and fuck you. And Guttermouth's kind of the same way, right? Just in a more crass, not tactful, articulate way.
not tactful is a good way of putting it.
But yeah, that's cool. I do. I think this is, I don't know, this is cool. I like this. I like this a little bit more this in the past hour that we've been doing this.
Good.
I still don't think the melodies are here. I don't think his lyrics are here. But I think as a whole, this is their political record. This is the most political they've ever been.
It's a good reaction.
It might be like the most meta thing they've ever done.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I don't know, man. I came in here thinking like, oh, this is a 2. I'll listen to it again. Maybe 2.5. 2.25. 2.25. 2.25.
Oh, 2.25. Okay.
I'll give it 2.3 because I do think I'm gonna give Mark credit here. I'm gonna say that this is his meta record, that he's going after something that you're already 2 steps behind, and he's already like way ahead of you, and say, let me know when you get here. I think that's what's happening here. 2.3.
Okay, good. Final thoughts here. I think this record, like I said earlier, it has standalone tracks, obviously, but it's also a great record to listen to front to back. The studio banter between a lot of these songs is fun. It's stupid. It's silly. It's great. The self-awareness that this band always has and how jokey they are is what is their charm, and people just don't get it, especially other bands, and that's why they make fun of other bands, and they say like don't take things so seriously. And they said, and like something that Mark said in an interview after this record had come out, obviously, but he said in an interview, he said that like in music, like what the fuck am I gonna do? Like people say like, oh, I have the pedestal, I can try to change things or whatever. He's like, nobody in music has ever changed anything. The hippies didn't get the Vietnam War to stop. No band in history has ever gotten any war or conflict or made any sort of change in society. Who the fuck am I? And who the fuck is anybody else? And it's a great point. It's like, what has any band done? Dead Kennedys did nothing. No Effects did nothing. obviously, the hippie bands from the 60s, 70s did nothing. It's all meaningless. It's people being self-righteous, and that's essentially what he's saying, and that's his criticism of these other people. It's like, stop being so self-righteous, enjoy yourself, just stop going with the status quo. And it's like, honestly, like one of the most punk things you could do. So I do love that about this band and this record. Yes, they say some offensive things and things that haven't aged too well, of course, but in the end, I don't know. I think this record's so much fun. It's my second favorite record right now, and I'll give it a 2.75 out of 3. I do like this record a lot.
It's not quite as good as Louder Now, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not as good as Louder Now.
It's not perfectly Louder Now, but it's pretty good.
From Taking Back Sunday, no. And I'm going to see Taking Back Sunday in September, or October, so we will be doing Taking Back Sunday sometime before then.
We'll be doing Louder Now.
You never know. Maybe I won't think it's a perfect record anymore. Who knows? But anyway, thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Give us 5 stars if you're watching on YouTube. Fucking hell, smash that subscribe button. And that's it. That's all.